Here are the highlights from the Heritage April US Coins Signature Auction. Without a doubt, one of the most enduringly popular and elusive 19th century pattern coins from the US Mint is the 1879 Wash Lady Silver Dollar, designed by Charles Barber as an alternative to the Morgan Dollar design. It features a unique reverse and obverse design with Lady Liberty's hair styled in a loose bun, which was once derivatively described to give Lady Liberty the look of a wash lady, and the nickname just stuck around. This example is graded by NGC as proof 64 and sold at auction for $38,400. Here we have an interesting piece. Ostensibly a 2020 W 1-ounce gold eagle, one of the special 1,945 coins that were issued bearing the V75 privy mark, commemorating 75 years since peace was declared in 1945. But more than that, this coin is in a slab that was apparently hand-signed by President Donald Trump at that time. Number 55 of 75 coins, graded by PCGS as proof 70 deep cameo. It sold at auction for $43,200. The 1857 Flying Eagle cent represents a changing of the guard of sorts, the end of the large cent era and the beginning of the small cent era, the first year in which this coin was minted for general circulation. But what we have here is one of the few proof coins that was also minted in 1857, bearing the same date. The mintage is listed as 100 coins, and survival estimates hover around 50 coins as being extant today. This brilliant example is graded as proof 66 by PCGS and sold at auction for $46,800. In the Morgan Dollar series, the finest known coins exist at the MS69 level in the combined population report. There are 4 coins that are known to exist at this level: an 1896 S and 3 1881 S coins. This is one of the latter mentioned, placing it as tied for the finest known, not merely for the date, but for the entire series as a whole. Graded by NGC, this Pop 1 coin was sold at auction, achieving a closing price of $51,600 by final call. In the 1880s, Treasury officials instructed the Philadelphia Mint to concentrate gold production mainly on eagles and half-eagle coins, leaving as a consequence some of the lowest double-eagle coins in the series during this decade, if any were even minted at all during a given year. 1881 has the 4th highest mintage at a meager 2,199 coins, and a surviving population of only 50 coins that are known today. This example is graded as AU53 by PCGS, and when the auctioneer's gavel fell, it had sold for no less than $56,400. One of the most fascinating things about numismatics is its continued capacity to surprise and delight even the most seasoned of collectors, with a wide span of topics from coins to tokens all the way to ingots like this piece, created by the firm of Blake & Company in 1870 from a mix of gold and silver in Silver City in Owyhee in the Idaho Territory. This relic from the Old West was sold as is for $58,800. There is no dispute that the 1895 is considered as the king of the Morgan dollars, and also represents one of the biggest unsolved mysteries in American numismatics. The US Mint reports a mintage of 12,000 coins for this year for circulating coins, and another 800 coins struck in proof for the numismatic market. But to this day, not a single business strike coin has ever been discovered, leaving only the 800 proof coins as effectively the only available coins for the year. This example was graded as proof 64 by PCGS and possesses distinctive toning on either side. It was sold at auction for $81,000. 1795 would be the final year that the flowing hair design, the first to appear on a US silver dollar in just a year prior, would be used, falling out of favor for the new draped bust design. While the draped bust obverse was rumored to have been modeled after trenchant socialite Anne Willing Bingham, the flowing hair design took inspiration from the Libertas Americana medal, which is said to have been conceived by Benjamin Franklin. This amazingly well-preserved example is graded by PCGS as AU58 and achieved a closing price at auction of $90,000. The last few years for the St. Gaudens Double Eagle series can be misleading and confusing to the uninitiated. The mintage figures vary wildly from as few as 74,000 San Francisco Mint coins in 1930 to 2.9 million in Philadelphia for 1931. But the key thing is that almost none of these coins actually made it into circulation, with most languishing in treasury vaults until eventually being melted down following the Great Gold Recall of 1933. There is some good research that indicates that only 1,176 coins of the total mintage of 1.8 million were actually released for the 1929 issue, and today as few as 350 to 400 may have survived the ravages of both time and temptation alike, including this shining example graded as MS65 by PCGS to see a closing price at auction of $93,000. By 1912, the US Mint was producing all of its proof coins in a matte proof or a sandblasted proof finish. 1912 apparently sparked a change of some sort, as the Gold Eagle, like this one, has a significantly finer grain to the finish, making the coin look darker as a consequence and even less bright when compared to just the previous year. Here we have an example that is graded as proof 66 by NGC, which was sold at auction for the price of $111,000. And then we have an example of the same coin, only this time from 1915, which comes at the end of the series, as this would be the last year that any proof gold coins would be minted, and in fact the production of proof coins would be suspended completely in 1916. Only 75 of these coins were even minted to begin with, and today as few as 45 to 55 are thought to have survived. Our current example, graded as proof 66 by NGC, which saw it attaining a closing price at auction of $117,000. 1796 was a milestone year for the US Mint. It was the first year that all coins, each denomination, half cent through to Gold Eagle, as authorized by the US Mint Act of 1792, were actually minted in a single year. It was also the first year that a quarter dollar would be struck, even if it was only a small mintage of 6,146 coins at that, making the 1796 quarter not only a first year of issue, but also a single-year type coin, as the small eagle reverse would be replaced by the heraldic eagle reverse in just the next issue, which, mind you, would also not arrive until 1804. This coin is an attractive mint state example, graded as MS61 by PCGS, for which it attained a closing price at auction of $168,000. Subscribe to WNN and feel free to watch another video concerning classic US coins right here. Next. For the World Numismatic News, I am Numisman saying thank you for watching, keep collecting, and have a fantastic day.